Yeah, I'm totally against this rapper Boosie. I know him as Boosie the rapper, uh, so I'm talking from that perspective. I don't know him personally at all, but I'm reacting to this video. Yeah, I'm totally against this, man. You know, the streets is real. The streets it claimed a lot of people's lives. We talking about people living the street life. That life um, is real. Now, rappers has been successful. So we got some notorious rappers that's known for really talking about describing the street experience. Not too much in the streets, but describing, just depicting the storytellers. Nas is a storyteller, great storyteller about the life of people he knew in the streets, experience he knows. The storytellers, you know. So we have a bunch of storytellers, and they're very successful about telling stories that people want to hear them type of stories. So that's a different. That's an art. That's what he is, a storyteller. So if you're not doing that act, you're a storyteller. You're depicting a story about certain situations that occur, that have occurred, may have occurred, have previously occurred, presently, past, or in the way in the past, or might be in the future. So there's people been successful storytellers over beats and called rappers. So that's where you would be if you wasn't talking about. Now if you're in the streets and you surviving through certain things, you just made it through experiences that you had. But we're not going to glorify these streets. No, no way, no how, no, sir, no, sir. So let's watch what he got to say. I'm against this whole. I saw a little bit above it, and I'm like, oh no, that's not making sense. Now, that's your personal sense of it, and you're a rapper, rapping on it, and it's your way of life. Maybe I don't know, but it seems like this what your moniker about you, your jacket on you, is Lil Boosie the rapper, and talking about his your experience in New Orleans, the state of Louisiana, in the streets that you grew up in, and that's what I know about you as the rapper. I don't know you personally. I know that you went to prison and stuff like that. This is verifiable on record and everything, and from you. And so, but as for us glorifying the street, no way, no how, no support of that. Too many people that live this proverbial street life have told you, all of them, even to this day, is telling there's nothing good to come out of that. You learn some experiences, you learn some skills, you learn skills, anything. You can learn skills just living. So let's don't put it on the streets as per se. Um, but let's continue on listening to this video, find out what's going on. But 100% against what Mr. Labusi is saying, the rapper. All right, let's go. Let's move forward.
Hey, all these people saying streets and all this, I'm not with it because I am. I'm a big part of the streets. That's what my love at. That's what my genuine love at. They love me so much. And I'm always speak up for the streets, bro. We talking about how it traumatized it. Yeah, it was up, but it made us success stories. Everybody who was traumatized by the streets, it made you a success story to lead them streets. Streets made everything. Hip hop.
I had to stop right there. No, again, you're wrong, Labusi. Everybody that made so uh, traumatized by the street, a lot of them died. A lot of them went in prison for life. That's not a success story. So let's don't say that. Let's correct what we're speaking out to the public. Uh, but let's continue. I just want to stop when I hear something that's just 100% far left. I'm going to stop and then speak on it and let you know. There have people been successful in the street life to a certain extent, yes. If they in the street life, but eventually no, because they have a lot of bad memories, a lot of bad regrets. We listen to a lot of ones that's really what y'all call, or the term they call them, OGs. They'll tell you, no, in the streets, and nobody really came out the streets saying that it was a wonderful experience, because even some of these OGs will tell you the amount of money they made in the streets, the millions of dollars they made in the streets, and fast life they lived and everything. They'll tell you if they would have went to McDonald's and gave you the amount of hours they worked, literally worked at McDonald's, and the hours they moved in the streets and moved around. Think about Little Boosie, the 24 hours you didn't have to stay up, and all that time and energy you spent in the streets, everything you did in the streets. that was part of the streets. If you put that into work hours, labors, you'll be a multimillionaire. Think about it. So a lot of these OGs will tell you, no, there's nothing come good out the streets, but some experiences, some bad experiences, and with some tantalizing moments that you might think was fun, but it led up to another experience. No, nothing came out good out the streets. Let's continue.
NFL, NBA, all these are people who come from most 60% are from the NBA are from the streets. All athletes are from the streets.
That's a bad stats right there. They're not from the streets. They're from single parent households. They're from families that didn't have a lot of revenue. But these high schools will pick them up, and look at LeBron came out of high school to the pros. You have people that come out and then get picked up on the streets. No, 60. That's the bad. That's not a true stats. You got to show me that stats. That's coming out your mouth. But no, I totally disagree with that. Again, no, these people that are living in their homes and become basketball players, football players, they're staying with their parents, grandparents, and they're not in major in the streets. They're on the football field or the basketball court, and they're getting a lot of support. The ones that make it to them levels, they get a lot of support. That make it to the NBA. The NBA, look at their life stories. They'll tell you no. So that stat is totally wrong. So you, let's continue on. And I just want to. I'm showing you guys how to people say stuff, but you got to stop them and show me where that stat is. Show me anybody. Show me where the stat is. Leave a comment down below and show me where it says 60% of NBA players are from the street. When you say street, think about the street life, doing the things in the street, selling drugs, living in the street life, living fast, doing all this. No, not living in poverty. And poverty in America looks different from poverty in other countries. So when you travel the world, you understand the poverty you live in America. You got food, you got a roof over your head, you can get back and forth to somewhere that supports you and have a possible future. You still got people living hunting gathering lives in many countries per se, and that's their lifestyle. That's poor. You have an ability to live and have a shelter. You have food. That's not poor. That's working class, lower level working class. You have sustainability. That's not poor per se. Okay, let's continue.
They had to play ball to leave the streets. So the streets got success stories. This ain't all trauma. Trauma turned into success. Let's keep it real, bro. Like, man, I ain't gonna nah, man. We ain't finna be on no street shit, especially if you done made it off the streets. Come on, man. Like, take the streets out of all our music. Take the streets out of all our music. Who are we now? Who are you now without that street message that you preach to everybody? Who are you now?
Not only costing them tons of money.
What that person is now is a person, like I said, a storyteller. I told you earlier about this. That's who they are. A storyteller, a person that has lived life experiences or talk about what they've seen in their life from the area they come from.
That ain't cool, bro. I'm not with the streets.
That's it.
I feel like y'all using that as a gateway for when y'all get in trouble. If everybody saying street, by the time y'all get in trouble, now y'all have a gateway. I'm telling the streets.
This is why you gotta stop following rappers. This is why we have to stop idolizing rappers and basketball players and football players and singers and entertainers and dancers and all of that type of stuff. And the reason why we have to do that is because they don't have our best interests at heart. They're speaking from the perspective of a person that is making money off of you, right? They not speaking for the dude that got killed last week. They're not speaking for the drugs that they pumping into the community. They're not really acknowledging the fact that we should be aspiring to be other things other than people in the streets. And because we idolize and we worship as a culture, and I'm not saying you individually, but people idolize and they worship as a culture, the biggest way for people to be able to keep you down and to keep you in the dumps, and of course you're going to have the guy that made it out here and the guy that made it out there, but for every 500 people that actually make it to be rich and successful, and then we place them on a pedestal and say, hey, listen, this is the reason why it's okay to be from the streets. It's 500 other people, thousands of other people that never made it, dead in jail, got caught up in the streets, got killed. And for what? And for what? Why do we use that as the example? We don't even really have anybody that we look to that we really haven't, have to formulate this opinion and say, nope, this is the reason why we want to make sure that we're not in the streets. We have there are no real examples. And for everybody that'll say, oh no, we have this one example or we got this second example, people in the culture are not looking up to Ben Carson. They're not looking at to those up to those type of people. They keeping them out of the loop. They saying, nah, you know what? This don't make sense. I'm not really feeling it, so on and so forth. And so they look to these people, and the devil controls music a lot of times. I always said that one of the biggest things that was wrong with the culture and the community was the music that we listen to because it programs you and it's in everything that we do. Now, I'm not saying that, we don't have flyness to us or the way that we walk and talk and all of this stuff. I feel you absolutely. As a person that was born and raised in the center, in the middle of Detroit, in the inner city of Detroit, and was raised by all of this culture, I will tell you though that it's more bad than it is good, and the fact that you have to overcome so much to get there, whereas other cultures champion. And yeah, they'll listen to our music or whatever, but they don't have to go through the bullshit that we got to go through. And so a lot of this conversation is largely stemming from 21 Savage and Offset, and I'm for it. I'm all for it. If we're going to debate something that's meaningful, I think that it's important for us to debate situations like this. And I've seen other channels have this conversation, and they came with a completely different train of thought, and I respect that. And I respect what Boosie is saying right now because he's just giving his authentic opinion. But I adamantly disagree with what is being communicated and what is being said right now because, I don't believe that this is what's best for us. I just genuinely don't.
And that was a clear example of what Anton Daniels said. I agree with everybody. I agree that everybody has the right to have their opinion. He has his own opinion, Lil Boosie and other people. Leslie 21 Savage is not even from the United States. These are artists. These are artists. These are artists. Some have life experiences in the streets, but like he talk about it. Mm, there's a lot of people in the streets that went through the street life, and everyone I done seen on documentaries and from Virginia, Louisiana, been Angola, everywhere have said, no, the streets ain't not coming good out the streets. You know, and this is the thing. Having creative, and talking about Anton Daniels talking about what having creativity about a way people dress and certain individuals bring out the community and say, "Oh man, I'm gonna kill them with this outfit," or they're gonna love this outfit. That's creativity. That's fashion. That's not the streets. That's you create fashion and walking in the streets. You see what I'm trying to say? So these are the things that we got to really put in a correct perspective where we can see things. But everyone has his opinion, and I respect everybody's opinion. But I can't let this lie know. Everybody I know that lived in the streets from all across the country, and I've been in many states and cities of the country, and real live documentary, real live street people tell you, no, ain't nothing good about the streets at all. Ain't nothing coming good out the streets at all. Prison ain't fun at all. So no, I can't celebrate or support this kind of dialogue when I know it's not truth. That's their opinion, and like this is my opinion. But I could show you facts. I could tell you about people that wrote books, people that been in documentary talk about their time, and that one I told you that was one guy that talked about he was in prison for over 20 some years, and his life is gone in the streets, and he's back in prison. He was when he told that he was back in prison. So he's telling you, no, man, if I really, and he's very intelligent, highly capable black man. He was telling you, if I'd have did everything the right way, and stayed out these so-called streets, and I'll take the time I spend in the streets, to the time I spent in the street life, I would have had a whole different life. And the money I would have spent and saved, if I just took the hours I spent living in the street life, it would have been a whole different world. He said I would have been a millionaire. Just the hours I spent working at a small minimum wage place. Yes, with the overtime and the years of being in the streets and the way I was living and the hours I spent, if you compare it to just going to work in a day, yeah, I would have been a millionaire easily, legally. But people don't think that way till after. Hindsight 2020 vision. You could look back down the line of the days it's done and see that, hey man, I should have did this. If I did it like that, if I'd just been the square bear, the uber nerd, the basic person, where would I be at now? And kept my mouth shut, I could have been so far ahead of the game. But you don't think that way when you're out there in that street world. Let's go.
I ain't going for it. I'm standing up, man. Yeah.
I think that is so lame that there's some out here in the rap game that's trying to change the narrative that the streets is not the way to go. And it's that's literally in that same rap game that the dead time that they had to lose homies over the same everybody fought for, saying that it's cop-outs because they not fighting for the streets no more. These same streets done took families away. These same streets done made lose their life. These same streets done gave time in jail, and y'all parading this around like somebody's supposed to be rooting for the streets, or nah, this is what make you real. This street's corny, bro. And I know I sit up here on this internet and I act like, you know what I'm saying, the cool uncle that's, nah, bro, I'm from this. I'm really from this. You know what I'm saying? I got an uncle and I got an uncle and I got a cousin right now doing 40 years, both in the same jail, ADX. Right now, I got a cousin just came home doing 10. My father lost 10 years to the game. I lost my best friend. I lost other niggas. And it's all because of what I chose to be around when I grew up, bro. This dumb. And for rappers to be saying out their mouth, yo, nah, we love the streets. You dummy. You're not even in the streets no more. You talking for around you. That's corny as hell, bro. That's corny for y'all to be pushing this to niggas that's 17 to 24 years old so they can go out here and lose their life or get locked up and they mother gotta call and drive 3, 4, 8, 10 hours away every weekend to go see them because they're being real to bum ass niggas like y'all, bro.
Most speakers stay stuck.
He's keeping it real. He's letting you know how it really is. That's what I just got to tell. What I just got to tell you guys is really this is comical.
Problem right now. And we come on this internet and we laugh and we hee-haw. Oh, niggas is real, niggas is rap. You want niggas to be loyal to you out here on the streets when they go to jail, y'all niggas is banging their baby moms and y'all niggas ain't giving their moms no money on their commissary. Y'all niggas is corny as hell, bro. And it's time for somebody to stand up and make a difference. Yeah, Thug and them, 21 of them said fuck the streets. It's fuck the streets. That's it. At the end of the day, you should worry about your kids, nigga. That's what you should worry about. You see what's in my backseat right now? Car seats, nigga. That's who I'm gonna die for. That's who I'm gonna die for.
Facts. That's a fact. And there's too many people that we know is in jail or been killed or been maimed or got shot up and survived. Man, listen, bro. I'm going to just keep it 100 with you. People keep trying to act like, oh man, the streets is what made you who you are. No, it ain't. It's a thing you had to survive from. And they still trying to take you out. The streets is what killed Nipsey Hussle. The streets killed Pac. The streets killed Big. The streets killed, I ain't even gonna name some of these more recent rappers and more local rappers, but the streets is the thing that got you X. Some of your favorite people, every single day, they done got, streets got Blade killed over in Detroit. Got him paralyzed and then got him killed. So for every champion situation that we, you know, that people want to mention, there's always another part of the story that's not being told.
Not no nigga that as soon as I get in the jam, he either gonna tell on me to save himself or nigga, he ain't gonna give my mother no money and she gonna be struggling trying to take care of me behind the wall. Y'all niggas is ignorant. That shit is ignorant as hell. And we gotta wake up. Y'all need to be street niggas all y'all want to. But let me tell y'all something. I'm talking to the young niggas right now. Listen, young niggas with no record. Okay, you wanna be the biggest gangster in the world, nigga, and you got kids, you wanna know what you do? You keep your record clean and you gonna get your gun license. That's what you do. Okay? You want to lay something down, make sure you lay it down for something that's important. Like your family, your wife, the mother of your kids, nigga. Not for these niggas out here that don't care about you when it come between you and them. Fuck them niggas, because guess what? Them niggas can't walk around with no straps. They can't protect their family. They can't do nothing. All them niggas can do is pop perks, beg for rides, and buy illegal shit and get more shit put on their resume.
Yeah, I agree with him. Stay out the streets, man. It's always better on the other side. I was very, very blessed to have strong parents in my life, despite the fact that I was born in the inner city of Detroit. And, you know, to be able to be here today, doing what I do, educated, and think about it like this, right? Think about it like this. When these guys that talk about the streets and they love it and all of this type of stuff, right? Guess where they live at now? And guess where
With their parents.
they raise their children at? And what schools their kids go to now? It's not the streets that they keep glorifying for y'all to keep putting money in their pocket. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T10, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love y'all. I appreciate you. I'm holler at you guys later. Peace.
I had to hit this one, guys. I had to hit this one because this one was real. This one I couldn't let go.
40% off your first.
This one I couldn't let go because I didn't like. I see too many people in the community go down this line, and I didn't want this to be out there like that and just let this slide. You know what I mean? Like I had to say something. This brother, young brother in the on the left of Anton Daniels, from on my left, but on your right, uh, uh, when you on the left when you watching it, he really told you the truth. They were doing your baby mama. They were doing all kind of stuff out there in the streets, man. Uh, so you gotta be mindful of what you're getting into and who around you. Work hard at what you want in this life. Be an honest person. Stay loyal to your family, your loved ones, and stay out them streets. You know, please, because ain't nobody out here is gonna be here for you. I know that I used to go see my dad was in prison. I used to go, I didn't want to go see him no more. I love my father, but I didn't want to go see. That was the life he chose. As I got older, I knew. I was like, this is the life he chose, and I love my father, but I'm not when he get out. I see him. He'll get out. He will get out. He will get out, and I'll be here to tell him I love him. But for us, me going in them jails, visiting him and all that, no. That's what I chose not to do anymore. As I got older and understood the choices my dad made, and I respect my dad. And he didn't have to have me. He was with a woman, my mother, and married her, my sister. So I love him for that. But outside of that, no, I'm good. I'm golden. I stay with my grandparents. We raised my grandparents, around my grandparents, and I'll be all right. And I went on with my life. I didn't have a perfect upbringing, but I had a good upbringing, a righteous upbringing. Could have been around my father. I was around him sometimes, but no, I chose a stable life. My grandparents worked 40 years. My grandpa was a forester, worked a journey, a foreman in the forestry organization in Missouri, and my grandmother was a nurse. So I respect that. I respect that, and I was like, nope, that was something I didn't want. I didn't want to live that type of life with them, you know. And I chose a different path as I got older. I was like, oh, it don't take you long to realize what a person lifestyle, they type of person that they live. They're your loved ones. You love your relatives, but you realize quickly, hey, this is the lifestyle they want to live.
May I have your attention? The library will close in 10 minutes. Please save and print your work now. If you need assistance, please visit the service desk. Su atención, por favor. La biblioteca cerrará en 10 minutos. Por favor, guarde e imprima su trabajo ahora. Si necesita ayuda, visite el servicio de asistencia.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I had to stop this, guys.